Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
What they want to test out is that there would come situations in MBA while you're pursuing your course that you would not know stuff about, let's say, topic, and you would be pushed into the corner. If you can still keep a calm face and be confident about it and say no, that's I'm sorry, sir, I am not aware of the answer. I'm not aware of this topic, but this is what I know. So what they're looking for is someone who can keep his nerve, who can be rational even when pushed to the corners. So what I realized was that there were four major buckets for any interview process. One of the buckets is called HR questions, like why MBA, why I am that particular institute. So all these questions come under the head called HR questions. The second one is the academics, whatever you have studied in your college. People tend to ask about that. Third bucket is your the current news, the general awareness that's taking around you. And the fourth one is your profile. So let's say your internships, your CV, ins and outs of it. So these are the four major buckets that everyone has to prepare about. So when you have a thought out structure as to what you have to prepare in all those four buckets is when you actually start preparing for these interviews. Now, for me, I believe, again, so the bucket one, the strengths, weakness, why MBA part is very important because this is something that we have not prepared for before. Moreover, you cannot test it out on everyone. Like I cannot start reciting my answer of why MBA to one of my college friends because he is not a good judge for it. So this is very important that you take help of your seniors from your college, and then you can probably discuss as to how do you model the answer, how do you have the basic structure for it. So now every individual's answer would be different, and you can probably have a basic idea about you how you actually frame that answer. So what thing happens to me is that when you let's say have an answer for a specific question, you tend to copy it from your seniors, and that is not advisable at all. You should probably improve upon that. Moreover, they generally tend to ask you about your favorite subject and then ask you questions about it. So prepare one subject or two subject in a thorough manner so that whenever someone asks you about your favorite subject, you can answer that and you can answer questions around it as well. So this is how you should go about academic preparation. The third part is your general awareness and the current news. I believe the important part here is that it's not just about reading news, but also forming opinions about it. Now, how do you form opinions about it? No one likes opinions without facts and figures. So you should have an opinion. Moreover, you should have facts and figures to back it up. Let's say it's about environmental problem. So you should have that by 2050, about this much temperature is expected to rise. These are the causes. These are the steps that we can take to overcome this problem. So you should have facts and figures to base your opinion upon. But yes, you should have an opinion. You cannot remain politically correct all the time. You should take side. The fourth one is your CV preparation. Now, no one asks you about your CV. No one says that please hand me your CV. This is not how it's done. But they generally tend to ask you about yourself. So let's say, where did you intern? Did you intern? Or if yes, then which firm? How was it? So you have to know everything about yourself. Now, I know it sounds easy, but there are some things that we tend to miss out, and they should not happen. So you should probably have a list of whatever you have done. You should know that if you have done this internship, then you should have, let's say, stuff about it. Let's say, for me, it was Niti Aayog, so I should know why did Planning Commission change to Niti Aayog? What's new? What work did I do? And what was the impact of it? So mock PIs are an important aspect of it. Now it can be provided by a coaching institute. It can be provided by your seniors as well. But I believe mock PIs help you figure out whether your answer is up to the mark or is telling your story or not. Because there are certain answers which we believe are right, but they're not telling your story. They're not giving out what you actually wanted to imply. This is an important thing that you can check out every time that you give a mock PI. Now, during my tenure of 2019, there was a lot of stuff happening related to political crises or amendments or acts being passed. Now, what is important for you as an aspirant is that when you're in an interview, it is likely that they might ask you about certain things. Let's say they might ask you about Delhi riots because I am from Delhi. So they asked me about Delhi riots. Now, having an opinion about that is fair enough, but you should not have an extreme opinion about it. Moreover, any opinion that you have should be backed by facts. Now, when let's say you talk about any topic, let's say topic A, you should know about why it came into being. One, what was the year, what are the providences of that topic, who all are affected, what are the positives, what are the cons. You should mention both the sides of the story. And then probably in the end, if the interviewer stresses upon it, then you can probably say that I lean towards this particular side. But apart from that, I generally did not face an interview wherein the interviewer pushed me to take a side. There were questions about raging topics, political topics, which I handled by giving out the basic information, telling about both the pros and cons, both the stories. And then the discussion ended over there, because what they want to check is how rational your thinking is. Are you motivated by just what the mass is thinking, or do you form your own opinion by facts and figures? So if you have a very rational thought structure which you're able to present to the individual, that this is why I think this is the pro, this is why I think this is the disadvantage of this particular act or policy, this is what they're looking for. They don't generally push you towards taking a side, but even if you have to take a side, go for an opinion wherein you can back it by facts and figures. That the interviews became they questioned everything that you said. They were a bit rude, they were a bit mean, and whenever you were not able to answer any question, they were always focusing on that topic itself and not the topics that you might be aware of. So when you are pushed into such a corner, you tend to lose your calm. And that is what they're checking. They're not checking whether you know A to Z of finance, not checking whether you know A to Z of the political design, that is the political actions that are taking place. What they want to test out is that there would come situations in MBA while you're pursuing your course that you would not know stuff about, let's say, topic, and you would be pushed into the corner. If you can still keep a calm face and be confident about it and say no, I'm sorry, sir, I am not aware of the answer, I'm not aware of this topic, but this is what I know. So what they're looking for is someone who can keep his nerve, who can be rational even when pushed to the corners. Two important questions that were major challenges for me. So one of them was, when you prepare for any interview, you tend to expect questions from your profile, from your academics, from the general awareness part, or the buckets that we discussed. But during my IIM Calcutta interview, I faced a question which was very different. It was more of a guesstimate, as we call it. So what the question was that, can you list down all the revenue streams for IIM Calcutta and all the expenses stream for IIM Calcutta? Now, this sort of question is something that you don't expect in an interview. So this is more of a case-based study question wherein you try listing down the answers for everything. So how did I overcome that? Was I made sure that my interview was more of a conversation process for this question in particular, because I am not exactly aware of, let's say, what are the possible revenue streams for Calcutta, IIM Calcutta. Is it government funded? Is it from just the fees of the students? Does it have an endowment fund or not? So all this stuff is something that you have to confirm regularly from your interview. Whenever you face these sort of challenging questions, what is important is that you try to engage the interviewer with you. And that is because you don't want to push out your opinions on that particular individual. You want to make it seem like at the end result, whichever one you get, that was a conclusion reached by both you as an interviewee and an interviewer together. Moreover, this is always a challenging question, is that which IIM would you prefer if you, let's say, get into every single IIM? Now, I was asked this question in a number of interviews. It was in C. Yes, I was asked this in C and L as well. So what you can do is that you can right now probably have a middle path out of it, that you would take a call only when you cross that bridge. That's too early for you to say anything. Now, if the interviewer accepts that answer, it's all well and good for you. If the interviewer does not accept that and wants a very specific answer from your side, now this becomes a certain challenging task, because let's say you can, in a Lucknow interview, do you say Lucknow or Calcutta? Which one would you prefer? Now, by certain metrics, you can say C. By certain metrics, you can probably say L. But what they're looking for essentially is how logical you are in choosing a college. Let's say you get both the colleges, and you can provide points for, let's say, choosing C. So this is what I did. I said that I would prefer C, and this is because of these reasons: 1, 2, 3. But that does not mean that L. So this is how I started my answer. This is how I ended my answer, and I think it was fairly good, and I was selected for L as well. So for group discussions, I believe that whichever topic you get, there are just two possible types of topics. One is related to general awareness, the other one being an abstract topic altogether. So whichever topic you get, you have to first make out notes. You have to start writing as to what are the possible sides of the topic. Now, one important thing that helps you here is something that we call pestle analysis, which is political, economical, social, technological, legal, ecological. So this analysis, pestle analysis. So when you think about one topic from these 6-7 perspectives, that is when you tend to get a lot of knowledge about what I can speak about. Let's say you get topic A, and from the political point of view, this is the answer for it. From the legal perspective, this is the answer. From the environmental perspective, this is the answer. So this pastel technique helps a lot. Moreover, while in a GD, you have to make sure that it is not that you are the one who's speaking. And you're not pushing your thoughts on someone. Moreover, you should present all your thoughts when you're speaking for the first time, and then probably build upon it and take the group towards it. It's very important that whatever you suggested, the group starts to follow it, the group starts believing in it, so that you can at least have a good flow of how to go about things. Moreover, when you start with the GD, you have to make sure that if you're the initiator of the GD, then you bring in positive points. You don't just start for the heck of it. You have to make sure that you have good points which give a base for the topic. Let's say when we talk about topic A and you don't know about the topic, so you don't start the topic then. You don't start the GD. You wait for someone else to start, and then you chip in when you realize what the topic is. So that is also possible. And this happens a lot in abstract topics. Let's say orange is the new black. That is a topic that I was given once. What you do is, there are multiple perspectives for it, but I'm not so sure about what the topic is. So I'll wait for someone else to start. When I gather what the group is going towards, that is when I start pitching. It's very important that you don't rush it. You would have chances, and also that you don't cut someone short. But that does not mean that you're not assertive. There's a difference between being aggressive and being assertive. When you make a point, you have to make sure that no one else is cutting you in. You have to complete your point and then only let go of that particular stream. These are very important topics. Moreover, you should keep a good idea about general awareness topics, because a lot of times you face that in GD, the topics were from the current news that is going on. So make sure that you do that. IIM Calcutta is known as the finance campus of India, and I am a finance major. So that was a very decent choice for me to go into IIM Calcutta, because that is, I think, a positive corollary of what I am doing right now. And majoring in probably finance would be a good option for me when you have a lot of companies, when you have a perception in the nation that, yes, an IIMC candidate is generally good at finance. Definitely, I was overwhelmed by converting IIM Calcutta. This is one of my dream colleges. And I think the first thing that I did was tell my parents about it. They have been pretty supportive about what I want to pursue in MBA, which college I want. And when you tell your parents about it, and the kind of proud feeling that they showcase, let's say by happiness and something, so this is when you feel a lot of pride in yourself, unless you have achieved something. So that was a very important, very happy moment for me when I got to know about that I converted this college.
Hi guys, Inside IIM has come up with an exciting new one-on-one mentorship product where you get to interact with superstar managers from different businesses, different functions. You can ask them everything around your career, your education, your future success. If you are interested, the link is in the description below. Thanks.